Nature's Bounty is a 100-acre mixed-use farm. Our primary crop is apples. We dedicate about a third of our growing area to the apple crop, but we also grow feed corn and hay to feed the flock of sheep that we keep here, and we raise lamb for wholesale. We also grow some pumpkins, squash, gourds, and sunflowers for our retail space in the fall. My path to farming was not a direct one. I actually had a number of careers before I found myself in the farming world. But I actually found this opportunity online through a website called FarmLink, which connects farmers who are looking to sort of mentor or transition out of agriculture and pass it on to the next generation with people who are searching for those opportunities. At the time, when I was exploring those opportunities, there was maybe 100 in all of Canada, but this one happened to be about 20 minutes up the road from me. So I just took a chance and thought I'd come and check it out and meet the couple that own the property and have owned the farm here for 40 years. And things have been going well, but it was not a direct path to farming. I don't come from a farming background, so it's been a lot of on-the-job learning and training. So I was working in marketing in Toronto in an office building, and I was looking for maybe a career change. And through actually some of the work I was doing with my clients, I really got excited about local food and industrial agriculture, and I was learning as much as I could about that industry on behalf of my clients just to do better work for them. And it sort of spiraled from there into wanting to move out to the country a little bit and getting out of the city, getting away from the office and the desk and moving to some form of farming. And apple growing was not necessarily at the top of my list, but it certainly presents a lot of opportunities for learning. No two seasons are the same, so you have to be pretty keen to continue learning throughout your career, and that really excited me about growing apples, so here I am. My responsibilities as the general manager here at the farm are fairly broad. I primarily look after the apple crop and making sure that everything from pruning in the winter to harvest in the fall and everything in between is managed properly, and that we produce a high quality apple crop every year. But I'm also responsible for a lot of the regulatory, worker health and safety, hiring, you name it. I kind of do it all. My education was not in agriculture in the slightest. My university degree is in political science and classic literature, and here I am farming. So I think there's a lot of fundamental skills that you can pick up from any manner of life opportunities, be that sports teams, previous jobs, and still use that experience in farming, and it's still valuable. Certainly on-the-job training is a huge part of it. You learn pretty much everything there is to know about your specific farm, your crop, just by getting your hands dirty and doing it. I think a formal education would help, but it's by no means required in my experience. I think the skills you need to be successful in this industry are a willingness to learn and try new things, experiment, learn from other people and other people's mistakes. And on that same vein, adaptability, whether that's adapting to the weather, adapting to new market conditions, adapting to changes in the labor market. Teamwork is obviously a huge part of it, being able to work well in a team, but also manage people and manage your customer base. And I think you have to have a love of the outdoors and a willingness to get a little bit of dirt on your hands, because at the end of the day, this is farming and there is some work involved. But I think those are probably the four key things that you would need to have success. My job is meaningful because I get to produce food for people. And it's an obvious point, but we all need to eat. And I think as a society, we've moved farther and farther away from our food, where it's grown, who's growing it, where it's coming from. And so I get a lot of personal satisfaction, and I find that meaningful that I can be a part of that directly, and that's something that I can pick and bring home to my own family or with other families in the community.